Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, bud?
Doing absolutely fantastic. We are live at the Eldora Speedway for round number 2 of this 360 Harvest Cup here, presented by Reigel Promotions Esports. Practice session just wrapping up. Mason Hannigan quickest in practice with a lap time of 13.16 seconds. Caden Berry second at a 13.18. Matt Grimm right there as well at a 13.21. We are about to roll into two fat guys. Sim Racing Promotions qualifying here to see who sets tonight's quick time. If you're watching along with us on the Buckeye Racing Network, let us know who you're rooting for, who you're pulling for. We always enjoy seeing those messages come across the screen. Without further ado, let's see which one of these drivers are going to be the first to head out onto the racetrack. I think it is going to be that 21 machine of Chase Porter. As he works his way out of the pit area, down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Be interesting to see what these drivers choose line-wise. It looks like Porter's going to run that outside line. He flashes across the line. Complete lap number 1 for him is a lap time of 13.69, good for third quick currently. Lap number 2 for Chase. Is he able to improve? Does to a 13.55, moves up to P2. Mason Hannigan completed his second lap at a 13.55. He's currently first. Let's take a look at the driver of the number 90 now, Trevor Royer, as he's about to complete lap number 1. Lap 1 for Trevor is a 13.66, good for 5th at the moment. Lap 2 complete for Trevor. Was he able to pick up? And does to a 13.51. Up to P2. Matt Grimm out there in the 91. Cruising around the top of the racetrack. That seems to be a pretty similar story for these guys. He's just starting lap 1. Caden Berry on the racetrack as well. Richie Gaines also just starting his qualifying effort. Alex Rzinski just posted a lap time of 13.46 seconds to top the leaderboard for the moment. Matt Grimm's first lap, a 13.63, good for 9th quick. Let's see if he's able to improve here. Matt Grimm does improve to a 13.58, 7th quick. Caden Berry, a 13.56, 6th quick. Richie Gaines, a 13.62, 9th quick. Ryan Sheet on the racetrack. Lap 1 for him is a 13.59, pops him into the 8th position for now. Lap 2 for Ryan, complete, and improves to a 13.49, good for 3rd quick. Jimbo Rooney heading out of the pit area and down the back straightaway. He's using the middle part of the racetrack, so a little bit different line for Jimbo. Lap 1 for him is a 13.68, 16th quick. 20 cars signed in here tonight for battle. Lap number 2 for Jimbo. Just a touch slower to 13.69. He's going to remain there in 16th. And that looks like all 20 cars have qualified here. We'll see if the admins let the timer tick down. Are you hearing anything on the race control side, Tim?
I am not hearing anything, and as I said that, they are ready to wrap up, and they're just going to let it run out.
All right, so they're going to wrap things up. Timer going to tick down. Let's take care of a few sponsorship things. Remember, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions bringing us this qualifying here. Admin Box, the sponsor of tonight's Be Main for each and every Regal Esports event. Victory Fuel, sponsoring tonight's 4-wide salute. And Extreme Rap Studio, sponsoring tonight's Hard Charger. Remember, you can keep up with everything Regal Promotions Esports on their website at www.regalpromotions.com/regalpromotions-e-sports, and also over on their Facebook page, just search up Regal Promotions Esports. Next Wednesday, or excuse me, not next Wednesday. Actually, yeah. Next week on Wednesday, October the 30th, at 8 p.m. Eastern, is going to be the Regal Promotions Esports Jack-O-Lantern 200 at the Auto Club Speedway. It's going to be in fixed setup NASCAR Cup Series Gen 6 cars. $75 to win that event. $10 for 10th position. A $250 top 10 payout. A $10 entry fee. That's going to be live over on Pit Stop TV. So come on out, race in that. Tim and myself are going to be taking part in it. Let's come out and support us at least as we try our hand at the Auto Club Speedway. It looks like we are ready to roll in tonight's first heat race. On the front row is going to be Alex Rzinski and Ryan Sheet. Row 2 is going to be Chase Porter and Caden Berry. Row 3 is going to be Jeremy Christensen and Derek Patetti. Row 4, Michael Schuring and Scott Thomason. Row 5 is going to be Jay Schaff and Justin Osborne. All right, 10 starters, and we are taking the top 4, correct, Tim?
That is correct. 4 out of the first 2 heats, and that's it. Well, obviously, we got the rest of it, but there's only 2 heats.
2 heats of 10 drivers apiece. All right, good information here tonight. Glad to be with everybody. Glad to be back here with Regal Promotions Esports, bringing you the guys live coverage of this Harvest Cup. I know last week we did the tape delay show. Hopefully everybody was able to check out the delayed broadcast of race number 1 at USA International Speedway.
That was an awesome race, by the way.
Yes, it was a very good event. If you haven't seen it yet, go on the channel, check out race number 1. I expect nothing different here. We have watched quite a few races here at the Eldora Speedway, as well as the King's Clash event. Everything has been good. I expect nothing different here tonight as the field works through 3 and 4. Alex Rzinski in control on the inside line. He fires. Green flag is in the air. We are racing in heat number 1. Looks like Chase Porter drives the car way down to the inside, tries to slide up in front of Ryan Sheet, unable to do so. Caden Berry coming with a head of steam out of turn 2. Now Caden Berry's going to kind of cross to the inside of Chase Porter, and they're going to battle side by side down the front straightaway. Good battling for the top 4. Yellow flag is being displayed for the first time here tonight. Let's take a look at exactly what happened. Keep an eye on that 41 machine of Derek Patetti. Oh, and there was some contact behind him. Let's see what happened to Patetti. It's saying he crashed. It looks like, there's a blue machine. That's Jeremy Christensen in the wall. Oh, he makes contact with Michael Schuring and sends him around backwards down the front straightaway. Justin Osborne also clips the 41 machine and sends him spinning sideways. Oh, and Christensen got absolutely blindsided from Patetti backing up the hill in turn number 1. So heavy damage to Christensen and Patetti there to bring out tonight's first yellow flag.
Yeah, some big hits. Good thing it's a sim.
Yes, it is. Good thing this is just in the sim as these drivers head into the pit area, hopefully to get a quick repair and get back out on the racetrack. Jeremy Christensen, Derek Patetti at the attention of their crews in the work area. As the admin's trying to give a little bit of time to see if those fellas can get out. I don't think they will. The lights are out on the pace truck already. So Szerzynski, Ryan Sheet, Caden Berry, Chase Porter, your top four. Those would be the four transfer cars. On the outside looking in, Michael Schuring, Jay Schaff, Justin Osborne, and Scott Thomason. Szerzynski fires. We are back under green flag conditions. Okay, look at Caden Berry. He's up on that cushion trying to make up some ground. He's going to drive hard in to turn number 3 and slide across the nose of Ryan Sheet. He moves into position number 2. He's going to set his sights forward on the leader, Alex Szerzynski. As I say that, Ryan Sheet battles back on the inside of Caden Berry. He's not going to let him have that position for now. He slides across his nose as they swap back and forth position number 2. Berry's going to give it right back to him in turn 1. And the crossover move from Sheet. Now they've caught up to Szerzynski. It's going to be 3 cars battling for the lead this time, Tim.
Yeah. I am looking at the Caden Berry machine. Just watching him. I was just on board, just watching. Trying to learn a little bit here as he closes the gap closer into the battle for first as Szerzynski.
Oh, Berry got sideways.
Wow.
He got sideways, bringing the caution flag out. I think Chase Porter got the bad end of that. We're going to go back and take a quick peek at this. Keep an eye on the black 21 machine. There, you see him following Caden Berry into turn 3. Porter actually slides up and makes contact with Caden Berry and spins Caden Berry, and Porter was up and over, and I believe Scott Thomason came along and made contact with him once he was up and over. So another big crash here in heat race number 1. Porter was in that 4th spot, but the top 4 running orders changed just a bit. Ryan Sheet, the leader. Alex Szerzynski second. Caden Berry in 3rd. And the final transfer spot for now is the 07 machine of Michael Schuring. Justin Osborne right there on the outside looking in, as well as Scott Thomason and Jace Schaff. To see the lights out on the pace truck. That means we are going to go back to green here with just 2 laps to go. Tim, how about you get us going here for the final couple laps?
Alrighty. Ryan Sheet is going to lead the rest of the field at a calm pace through 3 and 4 as he gets ready. He's all the way up against the wall. And he is going to fire. He gets a good launch over our second place runner, Alex Szerzynski. Caden Berry all over Szerzynski as the 07 looks to the inside of both of them. There's Michael Schuring. He loses the spot to Justin Osborne. Caden Berry, I believe, is going to move up a position. Not quite. He loses another spot instead to Justin Osborne as they're sliding each other back and forth. Huge contact. Osborne to the inside wall hard. I believe that is also...
Yeah, that was the checkered flag there. Ryan Sheet wins heat 1. Alex Szerzynski, Caden Berry, and Justin Osborne squeaks by there to take the final transfer spot in heat race number 1. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here in heat race number 2. Row number 1 is going to be Mason Hannigan and Trevor Royer. Row number 2 is going to be Ernie Williams and Matt Grimm. Row number 3, Richie Gaines and Daniel Adam. Row 4, Brian Kling and Jimbo Rooney. Row 5 is going to be Flying Fred and Nick Larry. Remember, top 4 move directly into the feature here tonight. As all the drivers have gridded up and they begin to roll out of the pit area. Crazy finish at the end of heat race number 1 as Justin Osborne and Michael Schuring got tangled up together. Justin Osborne was able to hold on for that 4th and final transfer spot. All right, folks, we are ready to go here in heat race number 2. A couple of cars with Ultimate Dirt TV on the wings. At least the top 3. Matt Grimm there in 4th. And that white, black, and neon green 91. Hannigan picks when he goes. He fires, leads the charge down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Side by side for a second. Now Royer with the momentum passes Ernie Williams. Matt Grimm and Ernie Williams will be side by side entering corner 3. Williams slides across the nose of Matt Grimm. Matt Grimm going to turn it back underneath of him and slide across his nose into 1 and 2, and they're going to flop this position back and forth a few times. This is the battle for the transfer spot. Actually, both drivers really would transfer if they finish 3rd or 4th. So just hoping not to make contact with one another. As Trevor Royer had a peek to the inside of leader Mason Hannigan, through 3 and 4 the last time. He's going to settle back in and run the outside line. Now Royer all the way down to the inside. Kind of lets the car slide up on exit. Continue running in 2nd for an out. Ernie Williams has put a little distance between himself and Matt Grimm, a couple of car lengths. Matt Grimm has a few car lengths back to Daniel Adam. But Adam within striking distance with 3 laps to go. Hannigan just trying to be as smooth as possible out front. Here keeping Trevor Royer at bay. As I say that, Matt Grimm has caught the tail take of Ernie Williams Jr. and is going to take a peek to the inside this time through 3 and 4. White flag in the air, just 1 lap to go. Williams holds him off for an out. Let's take a look at leader Mason Hannigan. Going to use a slider line through 3 and 4. Do the checkered flag. He wins heat 2. Trevor Royer 2nd. Ernie Williams Jr. 3rd. And Matt Grimm holds on for a 4th. Daniel Adam, Richie Gaines, Brian Kling, Flying Fred, Nick Larry, and Jimbo Rooney 5th through 10th there on the outside looking in. Well, as it looks like we are going to negate both the consolations there, Tim, and all drivers will actually make it into the feature event here tonight. Is that what you're hearing?
Yes, they are all on the track for warm-up. They're going to work the track in a little bit more and try and get it even more racing.
All right, so 5 minutes on the board as there's just a little over 4 minutes left now. Drivers working their way around the racetrack to run it in before we kick off tonight's 30-lap feature here tonight. Again, for this feature event, Extreme Wrap Studios is going to be giving out the Hard Charger Award. They Whoever is the hard charger at the end of tonight's feature event will get a free wrap courtesy of them. And again, the quick qualifier tonight, courtesy of Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, receives $5. So congratulations there. One fast repair in this main event. And during this main event, drivers will have 2 minutes to prepare the car in the pit area under that caution period. And once we're past the halfway point, there will be no guaranteed time in tonight's work area. But with that being said, we're going to step aside for just a few moments and get a word from our sponsors. All right, everybody, welcome back in here. As the warm-up session has concluded, we're going to take a look at tonight's feature lineup. Here on row number 1, it will be Ernie Williams Jr. and Caden Berry. Row 2 is going to be Trevor Royer and Alex Szerzinski. Row 3 is going to be Mason Hannigan and Ryan Sheep. Row 4 is going to be Justin Osborne and Matt Grimm. Row 5, Michael Schuring and Daniel Adam. Row 6 is going to be Scott Thomason and Richie Gaines. Row 7 is going to be Jay Schaff and Brian Kling. Row number 8, Chase Porter and Flying Fred. Row 9, Jeremy Christensen and Nick Larry. Row 10 is going to be Derek Patetti and Jimbo Rooney. All right, Tim, it's that time of the night. Who is going to be your driver to watch?
Well, I'm going to have to keep my eye on that 10 machine of Ryan Sheep, who starts 6th.
I like the pick. I'm going to move back one row behind that number 10 machine and keep an eye on that 91 of Matt Grimm. Let us know in the chat who you're pulling for. I see Caden Berry coming across in the chat. That is always a great pick. You never can sleep on Mr. Berry, as he's going to start on the outside of row number 1. With that being said, we are about ready to get the green flag. Ernie Williams Jr. in control. Flagman has the green flag waving. We are underway, ready to rock and roll for 30 laps. Williams leads the way through 1 and 2. The flames are shooting out on the front straightaway. Feature action is green. Williams, Berry 1 and 2, and they are away from the Hornet's Nest behind him. Szerzynski, Royer, Hannigan, Sheet, all side by side. It's 3 wide. Now Matt Grimm, Royer, and Hannigan. Hannigan on the inside, Matt Grimm on the outside. Royer was in the middle of all of that. Szerzynski got up into the outside wall. He loses some momentum. Now 3 wide. He's stuck in the middle between Hannigan and Royer. Hannigan and Royer both move by and move Szerzynski back to the 7th position for now. Back up front, still Ernie Williams, followed closely behind by the 12 machine of Caden Berry. Ryan Sheet into 3rd, but he is battling with the 91 there of Matt Grimm, and as well as the 90 of Trevor Royer. Keeps cycling through the field side by side here. Alex Szerzynski, Daniel Adam battling for the 7th position.
3 wide for 14. Flying Fred Hoffman, Scott Thomason, all the way around the outside. He takes control of that position. Flying Fred is trying to make a charge right back to him. Same with that 11 machine of Richie Gaines and Jason Schaff.
While the battle is going on back here for 13th and 14th, Caden Berry, Ernie Williams are starting to swap the lead as Berry has a good run entering turn 3, slides up the hill in front of Williams, bangs off the wall there and leads the lap as Ernie Williams is right back on the tail tank through 1 and 2. Let's see if Ernie is able to keep continuing to challenge Caden Berry. As the yellow flag is out, we're going to take a look at exactly what happened. I think the leaders are about to run up on the crash. Let's go back and see what happened. It happened towards the back of the field, I believe. Keep an eye on the 27 machine of Jimbo Rooney. You see him on the screen in the black and green working out of turn number 4 and into turn 1. Oh, Scott Thomason got turned around, and he backs up the hill into Jimbo Rooney and collects the 43 machine of Nick Larry. Those 3 cars, heavy contact with the outside wall, as I believe Nick Larry went up and over tumbling, lost his top wing. Thomason lost the top wing, and Jimbo Rooney heavily damaged. So all 3 of those cars will have to spend time in the work area. But remember, these drivers do have 1 fast repair in this feature. So it looks like Jimbo Rooney has used his fast repair to head back out there. Nick Larry still in the pit area. So, and Scott Thomason also was able to use his 1 quick repair here tonight. So both those drivers going to rejoin in 18th and 19th. Nick Larry still in the work area. Tim, while we are under caution, you were taking a part of the 305 Harvest Cup event earlier on tonight. What was some key things you noticed about the Eldora Speedway as you progressed through that 305 event?
I'm sure it's it's completely different. Each race seems like the track moves around differently. The racing's different. These are what, the 360s? Yeah.
Yep.
Got more horsepower, so it's you're not solely focused on keeping the top speed up and the momentum. You can rely a little bit on a couple different things, but you just got to stay consistent and close to the guy ahead of you so that you can make a move.
All right, absolutely. I remember running Eldora some a while back. I haven't ran here recently, but it was always fun in these wing sprint cars, and it's always fun to watch these drivers wheel around and flip-flop positions back and forth, throwing slider after slider. It's always a joy to see drivers at their racecraft doing their own thing. As we are double filed back up, Caden Berry, race leader, is in control of the field. Green flag back in the air, and he leads the way into turn 1 and 2. Ryan Sheet is going to try to battle Ernie Williams on the inside, but Ernie Williams, with carrying that momentum on the outside, moves him into second. Matt Grimm passes Ryan Sheet for that third spot. Mason Hannigan right there as well. He's going to sweep by into 4. Sheet's just going to try to get up in line, and finally does as he kind of chops the nose of Trevor Royer off to jump into 5th. Royer had to jump out of the gas, and I think he bumped the outside wall. He's going to follow through there in 6th. 7th goes to Daniel Adam, Alex Rosinski in 8th, and it's 3 wide behind. Michael Schuring, Chase Porter, Justin Osborne. That's battling just inside of the top 10 here tonight. Porter trying to make something happen down low. Nothing doing that time. Now he's going to be under fire from Flying Fred in that number 14 machine. Fred with the run on the outside. Porter's going to look to slide up in front of him here in 3 and 4. Not quite able to. Flying Fred with that momentum on the outside. Back up front, Barry just about a car length and a half advantage over Ernie Williams. Matt Grimm following right there in 3rd. They've separated themselves just a bit back to 4th place Mason Hannigan, and solo 5th place Ryan Sheet. Then solo 6th Trevor Royer, Trollo 7th Alex Rosinski, 8th is Daniel Adam. 9th now to Justin Osborne. First side-by-side battle still Chase Porter and Flying Fred. Porter with a big-time slider into turn 1. Flying Fred tries to cross him over down the back. I think he had to jump out of the gas, and Porter now into 10th. Flying. Oh, Daniel Adam, heavy contact with the outside wall. He is flipping down the front straightaway, and he is on his lid at the entry to turn 1. We're going to have to go back and see exactly what happened to Daniel. It happened just in front of the battle we were watching inside of the top 10. Oh, Justin Osborne slides up and makes contact with the 75. They touched wheels, and Daniel Adam went for a wild ride down the front straightaway. Looks like Flying Fred did get a piece of that 75 machine and sent him even further down the front straightaway. Good job for all the other drivers to miss Daniel as he went for a wild ride down the front stretch. Wow, Tim, this feature event is clicking by. Already past the halfway point. Just 13 to go in this one already. Tim, you there?
I was listening to race control. I didn't even know that you said anything. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good. I wondered what was going on. There, I said, the feature event's going by fast. Already down to 13 laps to go as we're past the halfway point here. How about you get us going for this next restart?
Alrighty. Yeah, I apologize. I was focused on what was being said with race control. Caden Berry and Ernie Williams Jr. are going to be side by side. They're going to lead Matt Grimm and Mason Hannigan through 3 and 4 as the pace truck is off and Caden Berry fires. Gets a great launch. Matt Grimm looks to the inside, trying to take over that second position from Ernie, as Hannigan is 3 wide to the inside of both of them and gets both. Slides up. Matt Grimm stays in the middle. Ernie up top. Hannigan also up top. And we got another yellow.
Yellow flag displayed for the 3rd time here tonight. Let's go see exactly what happened. Keep an eye on the 27 machine of Jimbo Rooney. It happened towards the tail of the field again. Oh, Alex Rzazinski and Michael Schuring touch wheels. That sends Schuring into a slide, and he turns around backwards. Jimbo Rooney had nowhere to go. Scott Thomason nowhere to go as well. All three of those cars. Heavy impacts into the outside wall. You see Rzazinski spinning, and he spins right down the track. Jay Schaff had nowhere to go, and he makes heavy contact with the 23 machine of Alex Rzazinski. So 5 cars in total with heavy damage. You see that 23 machine still flipping into turn 1. Wow, what a violent couple of accidents we have seen here. Tim, it's just the high speeds at the high banks of Eldora where we see the crazy accidents.
Yeah, that's you think you got a hole open, you better think again. You're gonna have to aim for these cars to avoid the wrecks.
Absolutely. You know, with how much speed and momentum these drivers are carrying, you think, like you said, you think a hole's open and you try to fill it, and the next thing you know, you blink an eye and there's already a driver, another car there that's filled that spot, and once they touch wheels, it's time for a wild ride, because usually somebody either spins or goes for a wild flip here. But now we're going to double them back up, get ready for another restart. This time it's Caden Berry and Mason Hannigan on the front row, and both 91 machines of Ernie Williams and Matt Grimm in row 2, and Trevor Royer and Ryan Sheet in row 3. Green flag displayed once again, just 11 laps to go in this one. Berry slides up in front of Hannigan. Hannigan tries to turn down the racetrack, down the back straightaway. He slides into turn 3, right up across the nose of Caden Berry. Berry going to try to repay that favor, this time into 1, and does. Uh-oh, be careful, as Matt Grimm was carrying a ton of momentum. He tags the tail tank of Hannigan, almost sends him around. Matt Grimm has to jump on the brakes there to keep from running into Hannigan once again. That's going to allow Ernie Williams to challenge Matt Grimm. Matt Grimm did shut the door on Ernie Williams for now. That allowed Caden Berry to stretch his legs. He's got a half a second advantage over Mason Hannigan now in second. 8 laps to go. Does Hannigan have enough time to get up there and challenge him again? Same goes for Matt Grimm, as he is right on the tail tank of Hannigan. Just a half a second between Hannigan and Berry.
I think if you're Matt Grimm and you want that win, you got to make your move now. You got to get by Hannigan as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. I think he is a little quicker than Hannigan for now. Hannigan has been able to hold serve with Caden Berry. Still a half a second difference between himself and race leader Caden Berry. This time across the line, it will be 5 laps to go. They are going to pass the slower lap machine of Jimbo Rooney. He's going to stay way down low. Leader's going to work their way around the outside.
By the eye, it looks like Hannigan is also starting to close that gap just a little bit, but
yeah, I think
not so much that time.
Yeah, it's still been kind of steady right around that half a second. Berry's been able to keep about that half second advantage, as the top 3 continuously seem to just brush the wall ever so slightly. Just 3 laps to go though now. Hannigan still under fire from Matt Grimm. He's going to try a different line into turn 3 this time and kind of let the car slide up the hill. That allows Matt Grimm to close right up to him. Just a 1/10 of a second now, as 2 laps to go, Tim. Are we going to see a whale of a finish? We might. Caden Berry works out of turn 4. White flag is in the air just one more time around. Is he going to hold on for the victory here tonight? Hannigan trying all he can to get up there close to Caden Berry. Berry's going to have to play it kind of defensively through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, though, Caden Berry holds on for the win here at Eldora. Mason Hannigan comes home in the second position here tonight. A great run for him. Matt Grimm brings it home in third for the final car on the podium. We will get to talk to those 3 drivers in just a few moments. But before we do so, we are going to take a look at the final results here. We talked about our top three. Fourth goes to Trevor Royer. He was just 2 seconds back. Fifth to Ernie Williams Jr. at 2.6 seconds back. Sixth to Ryan Sheet. Seventh goes to Chase Porter. Eighth to Justin Osborne. Ninth to Derek Patetti. 10th to Brian Kling. 11th to Nick Larry. 12th to Daniel Adam. 13th to Richie Gaines. 14th to Jay Schaff. 15th to Flying Fred. 16th to Jeremy Christensen. 17th to Jimbo Rooney. 18th to Michael Schuring. 19th goes to Alex Szerzynski, and 20th to Scott Thomason. All right, let's kick off tonight's interviews. Here, hopefully we get to talk to all three drivers. I see our third place finisher. We're going to get a word in with him. Hey, Matt, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, man, a fantastic run for you here tonight. +5 from your starting spot into the top three. We saw in that late restart there, those final closing laps, you were trying to challenge Hannigan, and I think at one point you almost were able to complete the pass, and you guys were throwing sliders and just battling as hard as possible, just about a half second back of Caden Berry. It looked like you had a good enough car to get up there and challenge Berry. You just had to get by Hannigan first, though.
Yeah, I got kind of caught off with that one caution and had to restart on the bottom, and that kind of messed up a lot of things. And had Ernie in front of me for a while, and I was faster than him, but stuck behind him too. And then Hannigan got in front of me, went off of that restart, and yeah, I was faster than him too. But it's like every time I went to go get a run, I just would lose grip right when I needed it the most, and I could never get enough of a run to confidently throw a slider. I'm sure there's a lot of people on here would have just threw the slider, but I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We have seen those types of guys, though, from time to time, but always appreciate seeing good, hard, clean racing out there. Tim, do you have anything to ask Matt?
Yeah, how difficult is it to set up the pass and even make the pass? Uh, what would you do differently to get close enough to make that pass as well?
Yeah, part of me feels like I could have maybe stayed up on the cushion a little bit more, but I don't know if it really would have changed anything. It takes multiple laps to build up enough of a run to pass anybody, it seems here. So it's definitely tough. Like I said, there was a couple moments where I was really debating throwing the slider, and I never pulled the trigger. And then there was one time I was real confident, and then Caden was too close, so then it didn't work out. But overall, good run, starting eighth.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Before we let you go tonight, who do you need to thank for this effort?
Yeah, thanks everyone over at M9, Horizon Sim Sports, Metcalf Cinematography, Win8 Designs, Andrew and Ben for putting this on, and you guys for doing this broadcast.
All right, we certainly appreciate the kind words. Matt, we'll let you celebrate your third place finish.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, that was our third place finisher here tonight. I don't see our second place finisher. Do you see him anywhere, Tim, to pull him in?
I do not.
Okay, well, in the meantime, we'll at least get a word in with our winner here tonight, Caden Berry, and see if he becomes available after that. Hey, Caden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, what a whale of a run for you here tonight at the Eldora Speedway. You started on the outside of the front row, and you battled right there in the top two all night. In the closing laps, had to fend off the late charge from Hannigan and Grimm there behind you. How was you able to keep those two at bay?
Just trying to keep hitting my marks. It was kind of like a slider line to the top the whole time, and To me, I don't know. I don't know if it was with everybody or just me, but the setup felt like it kind of wanted to stay off of the cushion more than run the cushion, which is weird sometimes. But because usually the cushion wants to pull you in. So, but no, it was a little different there. Just tried the best I could. Playing at the wing quite a bit, and like I said, the setup was definitely a little different for me there.
All right. Tim, do you have anything to ask Caden?
Yeah, you said the setup was giving you difficulties. What what did you have to do differently to get it to work for you, other than uh, obviously not run the cushion?
Just kind of had to, play with the wing a little bit more. Usually something I don't really do on iRacing. Setup to me was a lot more looser than, setups that I usually run on here. Usually I run really, really tight setups. So when I go from that to, a looser setup, it's definitely a different wheelhouse for me. But, we had to figure it out and adapt as a driver, and we made it work.
Yeah, you sure did. And a good strong run for you here in race number 2. Who do you got to thank for tonight's efforts?
Uh, you know, Thank you. Gotta thank all glory to God there. Just gotta thank my mom and dad, my nana and grampy, my grandmother Cece, and my Grammy Ryder and TJ, and gotta thank you guys for putting this on and awesome series to run with, and gotta thank my sponsors, Granite State Blacktoppers, Drew's Powder Coating, CRC Industries, ZMAX, Driven to Save Lives, Victory Fuel, Turn One Graphics, and Ryder Family Sawmill, and John Barry's Legacy Racing, and like I said, just got to thank you guys for putting it on.
Absolutely. We certainly appreciate the kind words. Caden Berry, again, big congrats on the victory here tonight. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you.
All right, that was race winner Caden Berry. I still don't see our second place finisher tonight, Mason Hannigan, available for his interview. So I don't think we'll get to talk to him, but we at least got to talk to 2 of the top 3 here tonight. Tim, as we start to wrap things up here from the Eldora Speedway, what a heck of a race number 2 here in the Harvest Cup.
Yeah, it's Eldora. Not much you can ask out of it because you're gonna get racing. Great racing at that.
Absolutely. The Eldora Speedway puts on a great show. I'm partial to it. I live in Ohio. I visited the Eldora Speedway many times in real life. Love this racetrack. Love this track in the sim. Anytime I get to do a broadcast here, I really enjoy it. But that's going to do it for us here tonight from this great Eldora Speedway. Don't forget to be with us again next Monday night for race number 3 of this 360 Harvest Cup. Will be live 9 o'clock Eastern. Also, this coming Sunday night, we'll be live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time with the League of Outlaws in their second race of their brand new season. We had the coverage last night of race number 1. So those are the next 2 events for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to know each and every time we go live. But for Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.